with the BRICS coming online in January 1st. Alright? I just wanted to start there because I believe the economic situation that happened there, it will come before the actual fall of Babylon the Great. Right? Then now we have countries like Iran, alright, and Russia dumping the US dollar. Alright? And that will create great repercussions, alright, in Babylon the Great. Alright? We know the situation with the border situation where all these different South Americans, we know a lot of Asians among them coming across the border, alright? And they say the CIA coming out and saying that they have sleeper cells and whatnot, in America, alright, active sleeper cells from the Iranians and whatnot. But now, with these countries really dumping the US dollar, right, they're gonna have great repercussions in terms of hyperinflation, alright, for America, alright? For example, like Russia still hold a significant amount of foreign exchange with for Babylon the Great, also Iran. Alright, you have countries also like Saudi Arabia, right? Well, Saudi Arabia was a key player, alright, in the US dollar being the reserve currency of the world, alright, with the petrodollar. Right, and now they're gonna join BRICS. Hell, you even have Germany now pulling away from the EU and wanting to join BRICS. So all this is great prophecy, right, coming to pass. Go ahead.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
You see, we have the scripture says that we time diligently in itself, right? And we can see Babylon the Great is not the power she used to be. We can see she coming down. We can see through the moral decay, first and foremost, but also the dollar. The dollar was a key part, of this system, the strength, right? Which was a false balance in the first place, according to Proverbs 11 chapter. Right, it's a false balance, but what they did, they create a giant Ponzi scheme and everybody to play a part in that game, purchasing debt, all right, debt financing, all right. But now these countries no longer afraid of Babylon the Great, all right. The scripture say, "Let the weak say I'm strong." They're no longer afraid of this devil, right? They through the oppression that she weigh heavy on the earth, the violence that she weigh in her hand on the earth, according to Micah 2:1, she go around the whole earth, weighing violence, oppressing everybody, putting sanctions on all these different nations. Alright, but now they fed up on her. Now Russia, is coming out and being a guard onto these other nations. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 10. And all those that speak and say unto thee, and thou also come weak as we, and thou become like unto us.
Can. A big part of that is the nuclear powers. So all these nations now, it's in the plowshares into swords. Right? You have Iran, enriching themselves, uranium. Alright? Russia is a mega power. You have the Satan 2, you have RF-28 Samat. Right? China have the Dongfeng 41. Alright? And the only reason why China didn't really dump, what I told in a video recently, the only reason why China really dumped the US dollar yet is because China have a lot of stakes in America. And they don't know what the effects it will have on their economy. Right? But best believe these Moabites, they're going to dump that US dollar too. And they hold the greatest share of foreign exchange outside the US. So as soon as they dump that into the US market, guess what's going to happen? Right? They're going to have great supply. Right? They're going to have too much US dollars, so what's going to happen? Each dollar will have less and less value. Right? Therefore, what food, clothing, cars, everything will go way up. Standard of people won't be able to survive out there. That's going back to Ezekiel 7 chapter. Alright, somebody can bring it up, Ezekiel 7 and on 19 verse. Yeah. They're going to be a real situation, right? All these people who scoff and mock, and tell us, hey, we talking shit, Babylon is not America, alright? Even some of my wicked ass family members, hey, they hate me for that because I tell them, hey, this Babylon the Great. But now look what happened now. Now the Lord shutting their mouths, alright? Now the Lord shutting their mouths. Right? When they see them again, they have nothing to tell you, they're watching your food. Right? Hey, fuck Babylon.
That's right.
Bring it out.
You go one time?
Yeah, bring it out.
And the book of Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 19.
Can.
It says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed.
Yeah. We can start off with 17.
This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 17. It says,
Son.
all hands shall be feeble,
Right.
and all knees shall be weak as water.
Yeah, they're gonna be weak, they're gonna be feeble because why? To get food. In addition to the economy and the dollar, right, they're also gonna have a state of famine. Right? We know about Bill Gates of hell, and he's buying over Monsanto's land, right? We know about all these different planes and fires happening in these food processing plants and whatnot. So they manufacture a famine at the same time that the dollar gonna crash. So you can see the hell that's gonna take place in America first and foremost, but also in Trinidad and Tobago eventually.
That's right.
Alright, what up?
It says they shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them.
Yeah, they're gonna be in horror because whoever thought Babylon the Great, you know, the wonder of the world, right, gonna be in this state. Alright, that's what I was bringing out in the scripture earlier. Alright, what up?
It says, and shame shall be upon them, upon all faces.
Right, shame gonna be upon our faces. Why? Because the men of the Lord been out here prophesying and telling you what gonna happen, but they didn't listen. Alright, what up?
And boldness upon all their heads.
Yeah, boldness upon all the heads. What up?
They shall cast their silver in the streets.
Yeah, because they're not gonna be no good to you. They're gonna bring out a CBDC digital currency for your ass. Right? Which you're not gonna be able to buy and purchase what you want. Alright? You're gonna cross there, you know what many people running around for the wicked ass Christmas season, looking for gifts and presents and whatnot. Hell, like next year you wouldn't be able to do that, mate. Most like, hey, Lord willing, you wouldn't be able to do that. Alright? You're not going to be able to buy and sell what you want. What up?
And their gold shall be removed.
Yeah,
Their
the gold-
silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver to deliver them in the day of wrath.
Yeah, these riches, these false riches. First and foremost, the dollar, the paper dollar is fiat. Alright? It has no real value. And we're going to see that. We're going to see and we're going to understand that very soon what that means. Alright? We're going to see and we're going to understand what that means. Right? When hyperinflation come in. Right? And your dollar, you know, your salary not going up, and they can't buy food as you want. And these sheikhs out there gonna be hungry. Right? Their bellies gonna be burning them. What up?
They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity.
Yeah, because hey, universal basic income coming for your ass. Right? A stipend. Okay? Yeah, you want that? Yeah, can. What up?
This is Isaiah 42 and verse 19 and 20. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant? Seeing many things, but thou observest not. Opening the ears, but he heareth not. Because they had an example in Venezuela just a little while ago. That's how we have so much Venezuelans across here, right? Hyperinflation. They was burning the money in the street, they was trading money out the window. You understand? Hey, it reached as far as they was eating these animals across there. You understand how just the other day? You had doctors, they had articles for the training. Women who were doctors, lawyers, teachers, taking their degrees, their masters, and getting it for a job in the brothels. Yeah, you understand? They had articles, we did videos on that. Who been doing videos on that? Great Millstone. Right? So they see it and they hear it, but they're not observing.
Yeah, that's the stuff. They look at the iniquity. You know? Because really they love mammon. You know, the Lord say you can't have love mammon and love the Heavenly Father. You know? They look at them. Yeah, you just look across the road, they see them. Look what they're doing. They're not here, they're not listening. Alright?
And them prepared for New Year's Day, New Year's, like, right? Come out.
Just say be in the house of mourning than in the house of feasting. Alright? You know, but these jakes like them mirth. You know, but very soon all this will be bitter to them. Right? When the Lord said I send flames on this place, all this going to be bitter to them. Right? They're going to be covering up themselves. The women are going to be covering up themselves. They're going to be hiding. Alright? The men and them, they're going to want to go in the bar and drink and enjoy themselves and lime. Alright? They're looking for food. You're breaking open your neighbor's door looking for yeah. They come in talking about ham. They want a piece of ham. Alright? Wickedness and abomination. Right? And that time you will get nothing to eat. No ham to eat. Yeah, go on.
Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Verse 9, I'll read on. 17. And a man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation.
Every time you come in here, they don't gonna happen. Now when you read in Isaiah 8 and 21, the scripture says, and they shall pass through it hardly and vested and hungry, and it shall come to pass that when they shall be hungry, they shall fret themselves and curse their kings and their God, because they're going to realize that the government ain't going to help them. The idols they serve not going to help them. So what do you think going to happen? Wherever you have them coming to invade you, a man is going to look at you and say, why that is my friend, that is my brethren. No, he coming at you to get your stuff, to get your food. Because when a man hungry and he see a survival mode, he's going to be like a beast. He's going to come in great wrath. He ain't going to see you as a friend.
And subtlety.
And subtlety.
They show that in the book of Eli. But when the family invite them in, Denzel Washington and the girl, and she offer them meat. And the girl say, where they get meat from? And they go in the back and they see grapes. And Denzel say, hey, guys, you want meat. You understand?
Yeah, shake your hands and shake slowly. One meat, one flesh.
When things go for their king, a lot of promises that the government make the people, they go turn back to the government. Fulfill those promises, they're going to be real mad at them.
And I want to say this on me, going against government.
They can't.
And that's why the Lord say that the Lord say we want to them that you don't trust in it. We want to them that go down to Egypt, and you have to do one. They go down to Egypt, and what the scripture says about Egypt is trust. If you lean on it, they will pierce you. You understand? And that's what they do, they trust in it. It's all that strength and might right now. Because a man feel like it's easy that he can go in the bank and pull out 100,000 loan, and you know he can get certain things done, but the time comes where all that you go and go in the ATM, and when you swipe you have nothing.
Yeah, the ATM will be a hand.
The money going to be no value. And I should show you that the trust in our broken system. Right? Something like this bottle of water, but that whole thing, what do you think eventually going to happen? They're going to leak out.
And that
It's
system,
not going to hold water.
that broken system over to the churches. Right?
All with the trust in.
Yeah, the
You know?
snakes, etc. And Gino Jackass is not in next year, right?
Look exposed.
Yeah.
Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. The series, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give his song, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid.
They're going to run and hide from the How about Shimei Shai. That's what they're going to do. Because they didn't prepare themselves to face him. Whereas the elect going to be standing up, looking up, because they know the salvation drawing nigh. So our hope and our intentions is to be delivered. Whereas they're going to be running from Yahweh Shai, because according to Esau, right? According to Esau, them is aliens. Them is a threat. Them is a united threat against humanity. And according to the prophets, or their prophets, they're not one. The scripture says the prophets didn't make up the hedges and didn't go out into the gaps, making them ready for the journey.
Second Ezra 6 and verse 24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. See the brother we're saying there, right? And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, and shall see my salvation and the end of the world.
If I may say, when they say the storehouse shall be empty, when the Israelites talking about the Israelites, they kept a storehouse where they would keep food and clothing for the Levites, right? In today's storehouses would be these modern day like Payless and the grocery, the food stuff, and all the clothing. Empty. Don't have no buying no nice clothes.
I don't buy enough food. All I come is saying, we're not planning it. And grocery they have a particular tree supply in store. Right? I want to get spoiled and go. I'm going to get spoiled. Let's say you sometimes they see them spoil the groceries and so on. And all they think is food.
It's so foolish. That's the way you do it. You think that you know that you have no use for that. So what are you going to do? Store it up. Stop at it. You do what? You have no current. You have no internet. So what are you going to do with that? You have to be wise and you have to stop. Like in this country, you do going behind. You saw the guy storing up in his van. He's storing up water and he's storing up things. So what you like? What is man doing? Why are you doing that?
When I was supposed to start that was really good. But she said he knew. The man in the grocery, he knew.
Afterwards, when they started to take them, then they realized, oh shit, he knew it. He knows something. So then now, thinking that, I think we should go to him.
Yeah.
That's how it
But
goes.
you don't talk about that. Like, you find wise, you find foolish. You talk about that, man sound like a madman. Yeah. Radio all the time on yellow phone park. But he knew.
The same thing going on here. We hear that speaking about it. The people going to be looking, what is the best thing about me? Going to look for them. Now they will know who the prophet was and then they will come and look, hey, look, they're for them, they know this one will happen. We look for them. No, they're going to find that. That's it.
So your buyers and sellers.
It actually shows you what we do. It gives this world life. It gives this world life. So it makes you feel good about what you're doing. Hey, anybody come up and talk against them, you're going to say, all right, the future is going to say. You understand?
And confidence.
Yeah, confidence. This should.
This is Jeremiah 8 and verse 2. It says we look for peace, but no good came, and for a time of health, and we hold trouble. That's touching back on what we were before when there will be stated products that what could be beneficial if the system recover. There's a thing like TV and thing like clothes, thing like shoes. Everything would benefit in them in no time after that, because as soon as the system kind of collapse, it's not going to have any recovery. That's why. And they're going to go and say, we look for peace, but no good came. As soon as one calamity takes place, we are going to have a downward spiral in the society.
There are some people in the world, they're looking at news and they're looking at certain things, but when these rich people do it, they're building bunkers and they say, something coming, they know something coming in spring. But yet still they don't want to move. They don't want, alright, yeah, see, if somebody like me building a bunker, I don't want, I should get myself prepared for something. They're not doing that for no reason. They have a reason why they're doing it. People should know that by now. Anytime you see these rich people and high-class people, when it's certain things, it's because they know, because they do one move, they bring it to that money people. So they should know, alright, something coming. I'm going to prepare myself. Yeah, you have it, right?
I want to bring up Psalms 52 and verse 7. Lo, this is the man that made not power his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and
trusted the things in the world, he didn't trust in the Abashir or Shine, all that Savior, right?
strengthened himself in his wickedness.
Strengthen himself in Christmas, strengthen himself in things of this world, strengthen himself in New Year's, strengthen himself in his God. I'll get paid this weekend, but this day here, but strengthen himself in that. Go ahead.
The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him.
Right, like these men doing this words here. Because we will see, and we will laugh at them because why? They trust in the world. And what we trust in? We trust in, we actually trust in the kingdom with the Al-Bashir. Right?
If you look at the system Esau created, it's a money-based system because Esau is a carnal man. So these think money to buy everything. There is nothing off limits. So just like this sorcerer who wanted to purchase the gift of the Holy Spirit, Esau Edom embodied that same trinity that could buy everything. And this society they create, even though we know the collapse of the money system is coming to an end, this is why we're moving into digital. This is why people still trusting in this riches, because they believe, hey, never mind these men who on the street corners preaching the downfall. We in control of everything. We have the ability to change our destiny, to change our fate. And that's what Esau's whole system based around. He tried one way or the other to get that birthright that he believed he lost, when in actuality it was never for him. So this whole system he created is for him to get what he think he was denied, which was rightfully his.
This Ezekiel 7 and verse 5 says, thus says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, an evil and only evil, the whole is come. So it ain't gonna get better. We're going to increase. As you got already earlier, we're going to increase with the calamities that the scripture have prescribed to be done. And they're going to come. And there is no way around it. Even if you can turn a little bit right, high.
As Tanu say, I am inevitable. Yahweh Shai is inevitable. You know? Yeah.
Because 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 18, it says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings.
The beginning of sorrows, just sadness. Destruction coming, right?
The beginning of famine and great death.
The beginning of more food for you to eat. It's nearby, it's there, right?
The beginning of wars and
The
the
beginning of
powers.
what? We see it right now, we see the wars that taking place. Right? The beginning of wars, right?
And the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evil.
And the leaders of this place, what they going to do? They want to advance and they will be in fear. They don't know what to do. Go ahead.
What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Yeah, what we going to do? What will you do when these evils come upon the earth? Yeah. What was stupid? What will you do? When you do dance on the ground, you want to look at dance, right? You want to nonsense.
It's how terrible it's going to be, because Ezra say, woe is me, going to deliver him in those days. So Ezra say, it's terrible. And the only one who can deliver is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know, Esau said you reject them. God, you already reject them.
Guess what? Why should people back and forth if the Bible is real? The Bible, it played out itself, and we're showing all here. So we don't have no time to go back and forth about if the scriptures is real. These destructions is coming, sure. We're showing you. Right?
Right before your eyes, look at what happened with the robot now. Since 2021, this happened at, I think it's in Tesla. The robot rip up on the man back in the arm. Now they're bringing it out. Why they're bringing it out now? Why they're bringing these things out now? They're showing you what coming. Right? We know movies is predictive programming. So don't be surprised.
I am robot.
Can Terminator.
Like people want to say that predictive programming, because they already know, like 50s, they've already kind of reason life. They all know tell upon themselves. But that message is not free word, that message is just free left. And amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's we who decoded it to be scripted. So the point of the movie, right, with the cars, calm. They have to be clear.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
The book of Amos chapter 5 and verses 13 says, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time.
Yeah, the prudent shall keep silence in that time. The prudent, two men and a woman. They must 8 and 11 going to how to shop. Right, go ahead. 8 and 11, go straight down to the end. And then break it down.
The book of Amos chapter 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of for water.
Because here we go, right? He saw strength. It's an attack the carnal, not the spiritual. He so can have the carnal. My brother once said that. He so can have the carnal. He so can have the flesh. But they can't have the spirit. Those whose spirit are going to be taken is by spiritual fornication. Those are the ones who take the MOTV. Right? But that's what he's so trying to, what is scripture say? They who trust in the beast and worship the beast and his image. Revelation 14 and 9. Right? And take him out. Then who the Lord will destroy. Right? So those are the ones who say whatever you see. I'm not going to fight to keep the ways of my Lord. Because really and truly, they're trusting in that broken reed and that system, that broken system that brother was talking about. Go ahead. The system going back to what? Wherever school of philosophy that they get. Which is not true. Because the truth lies with the true men of the Lord. The scripture say, they who the Lord has sent, speaking the words of Yahweh. Go ahead.
It says, but of hearing the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east.
Right, so right now we are what? We are in a spectacle in St. Boniface, right? They're turning this thing down here, so why? They want to hear what we are about. They don't care about that. That's what they care about. They care about that back and our spirit. Right? Get me wrong. Right? But the days will come that they will seek for the prophets. Right? They will seek for the men who know what the hell going on. Right? They don't know what they don't know that the Central Bank of Trinidad have a chip prepared for their ass. Right? They don't know that. They don't want to know that. They want to know that they can drink have sex with their brother wife, right? Commit adultery. They want to know that they can eat pork, shrimp, catfish, and crab legs. Right? Go ahead.
They shall run to and fro.
We don't want the last part. We don't know about it.
Right. Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro.
Looking for the prophets. They're going to be looking for the true men. Right? What's the Lord showing them right now that these prosperity teachers are not the men of the Lord. They are not the men of the so-called men of integrity. They have police and soldiers committing murder, taking the law into their own hands. So, and this is the green tree. This is where they still have some form of order underneath them system. So what will happen in the dry tree, as we just read in our second Ezra chapter 15? What's going to happen in that time when the power is in their own hands? What?
It said, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and shall not find it.
What? Then they shall not find it. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah chapter 24 and starting at verses 7. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone. Crying for the wine is going to be them crying and seeking after this knowledge. But there is that wine that the Lord had set for, that sweet wine. And scripture speaks of the mountains shall drop sweet wine. And right now, throughout the world, throughout the governments that have been set up, mainly America, Babylon, as I mentioned, the city of confusion being broken down. And the prophets have been set up in that city of confusion, Babylon, America today, prophesying against it. And that wine is going forth to nourish to what the elect. Alright, and the elect is being purified, made white today, right? The rest of the world is in darkness. And in that day of perplexity, in that day of turmoil, they're going to be seeking after that wine, the wine that they despise.
In the book of Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 25, it reads, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall come upon rumor, the rumors of war. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priests, and counsel from the ancients. The king shall mourn, and the prince shall be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. I will do unto them after their way, and according to their deserts will I judge them. And they shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
Right.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verses 26 and 27. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, he that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 3. And it reads, say, and he said unto me, Son of man, I have sent thee to the children of Israel, a rebellious nation that had rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. They say, for they are impudent children and stiff-necked.
What? Impudent.
Impudent.
Right? Meaning that what?
Impudent.
Rebellious.
Can it say?
That's what Ezekiel.
Ezekiel 2 and verse 4.
Yeah,
Can it say, for they are impudent children, impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus says Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
Yeah, the stiff-hearted meaning that they head hard, or hard go back to love. They head hard. They strong. That's what? They have a lava or concrete, like a rock. Right? They had set, right? You can't tell me, how the song go? They say Christmas is a paper holiday. No, They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear nothing bad about the Christmas. They'll give you what kind of excuses. It's about the children, it's about this and that and the other. Right? They're stiff-hearted. They're gonna trust in their own way. Their mindset, that's what the Lord said. It's easier, right? For a poor man to enter into Zion, right? Salakia. I'm mixing up the precepts of my mind. But the Lord took away the wisdom from the young age, and he gave it unto what the babes and suckling. Ones who were prepared to be programmed. As the virgins, prepared to be programmed in the right way. Well,
so continue in Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5, and they whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there had been a prophet among them.
Yeah, because we come in the carols of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Isaiah 8 and 20. Right, and the light is the life of men. Right? And that's part of the glory of Yahweh, is that eternity end at the beginning. So we out here are sent ambassadors of the God of the Bible, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You understand?
When Ezra went to them, right? You know, Ezra called them Eden because you know that's the part that because Scripture said they subtle. Children, when they go back into that word subtle, it means senseless, dotish. Right?
Book of Isaiah 30 and 10 says, it talks about them saying, prophesy unto smooth things, prophesy unto deceit. They rather hear that than they hear the truth. So when the scripture say, when God has just quoted, they need to come to the darkness that needs to be reproved. They don't even want to come to the light. They don't even want to come into the light because they have to change their ways and then change up the whole life.
That's all the brother that's read. Either they hear or they forbear. Right?
They want to go back to that good part that's in Jeremiah 6:16. He said, Thus said the Lord, stand ye in the way and see.
This is
and
the way.
ask for the old paths.
What's the way? You know, Yahweh shall say what? I am the way, the truth, and the life. The way goes back into the path. Right? Now we have paved ways in terms of the road. Right? We have paved roads. But back then you used to have what? Dirt tracks. You might have a track that often trodden. You find you don't have grass growing there. So you know that is the way to walk. Where you see the path, you walk in there. You're not going to walk off the path. 2 Ezra 7 speaks about, it's as though somebody kicking at 2 Ezra 7. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. All right? Because this way, this path is a straight and narrow way. Right? They don't want to walk on the straight and narrow, the position and difficulty. They want to what? Walk the plain way. Where the scriptures also say, trust not in the plain way. Going back to this way being what? This plain way is what? That broad. And that's this kingdom. Because what you see happening, in the plain way, you have T.D. Jakes and the rest of false teachers. You know who they jump into now? Everybody on the Gino Jennings bandwagon. But he will disappoint you in the same way. Gino Jennings is going to disappoint you the same way. But he's not sent by Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
But it's a lack. If I get inspired for that, and it is the spirit, why I was doing what with this morning, I was by somebody with a listen to Gino Jennings, and he was talking about if you have an unbelieving husband, leave him. It's against the scriptures.
It's against the scriptures. Who knows if the unbelieving husband can sanctify the believing wife, vice versa? So this man not in the spirit, they're not right, they're not true. What?
This book of 2nd Ezra chapter 7. Start at verse 3, and I said, speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But the gates, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it, and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?
There's also the narrow. The Yahushua went through the narrow, and he's the example that we have to look to for motivation, for hope, right? That's how he knew he left his throne, he left his position in heaven and came down in the flesh on earth to set the example for us, the hopefully elect, right? He left it. He taught it not robbery, and he came down here in the flesh and he showed us how to do it. Right? That's the example that we have. That's the image that we follow after. Right? But says, well, how he went? He went through a straight gate. Right? He separated himself from his family. He said, what? Who's my mother? Who's my father? Who's my brother? They don't do the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's a hard thing to lock our family. Right? It might be hard thing to some. Let's talk about them who can go offended at the world and draw back. Right? When the afflictions come, and guess what? You might go through that affliction with your family then, but guess what? In the time, they might just turn against you and betray you. See, they say man's foe shall be at the old house. You understand? Well,
verse 6, there is also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
Think about it. You have a castle, right? You have a castle. But to get to the castle, you have a moat full of crocodiles. But one drawbridge to drop down, to enter in, and to come out. When that bridge up, you can't cross. And that's the kingdom of heaven. Right? You have to cross over that drawbridge. You have to cross the danger. You have to cross and cross. From the battlements on the rooftop, they don't fire arrows and spears at you. You understand? But the arrows and the spears going to be fired at you. But the scripture talk about the whole armor of the Most High, the shield of faith, the sword of the word. Right? This is what you're going to need to use, right, to overcome. Yeah, plenty of distractions out there. Right?
It says, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left hand, a deep water. That's why it's really strong.
Yeah, because what? Esau. Yeah, Esau, they offended at Jesus Christ. Well, it would be.
And only one part between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
There could but one man go there at once. So this trial, this refining by the fire, right, is what you're going to have to go through, right, to enter into that kingdom. You have to fight. You have to be worthy to enter into that kingdom, to enter into that city. Because everybody in that city have an understanding. Right?
One man thinks so. Right? That means I know but you hold in your hand, carrying the truth. That's something you have to go through your own battles, your own trials as a soldier. The scripture says it's your hardness. As a good soldier goes back to the good solitaire. to be able to stand alone. And you're never alone, as what I say, because the Lord is there with you. And Scripture says in Mark 16 chapter, the last verse, power working with them. You know, and the Lord promised in Psalms 91st chapter to give his angels, you know, charge over you to keep you. You know, so the heavenly host is here with us, but at the same time, you under trial, you under proven. You know, as the Lord says, you know, you prove a friend is known in adversity. So the Lord pay to them different adversities, you know, them different trials of your faith, you know, to see where you're really made of, for you to quickly manifest. As the scripture says, the earnest expectation of the creatures waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. So by these trials and tribulations and afflictions, this way you're going to see who is the real man you look for.
You're looking for soldiers. That's beautiful. Ever watch Gladiator? Yeah. With Maximus. Remember when they was coming out to fight, one in the back, he started to pee on himself, and Maximus stepped aside from me. So you know he died by the age of 20, but he didn't want me to stay, but he tried to.
Phase contagious. Phase contagious.
Yeah, he didn't want to have an to step aside from me.
Phase contagious.
That's why in Deuteronomy 20, before we go to war, in the laws it's written that if anyone has a new wife at home, has a new house, or if anyone is even careful, let him return home. You understand, guys? But I say fear is contagious, so men that go into war have to do that. Fully persuaded in their mind, this will be about, these will be going towards victory. However, they told us to go up, and we always inquire of the Lord. The Lord already told us in His word to go up. That's why we come out here. The Lord told us to come out here. So we come out here with all assurance, and guess what? This is to the pulling down of this thing.
When you really check it out, the Lord already paved the way. We just had to follow through it.
And as I say that, I was just thinking about things, but I mentioned the Habashai being that one that went before us. You understand? To add a certain thing. And when we understand who the Habashai is, he's the high priest. And before we went out to war, like in the time of Joshua, we go for Joshua chapter 1, it talks about how the Ark of the Covenant went before us. Right, with the priests and the Ark of the Covenant, and it was about 2,000 cubits before us. And it's just hitting through the spirit that 2,000 years ago, 2,000 cubits, the Ark of the Covenant was before us. He's also our Ark of the Covenant. You understand? So the Habashai is that one going before us as our high priest. He came in the flesh, he was tempted just like we are. Hebrews 4 chapter goes into that, right? Yet without sin. And so we follow in his train.
That's all right. 2 players. Alright, again. Okay. Hebrews chapter 3 and verse 1. Hebrews chapter 3 verse 1. Wherefore, holy brethren, partakers of the heavenly calling, consider the apostle and high priest of our profession, Amashiach Yahushai, who was faithful to him that appointed him, or as also Moses was faithful in all his house. For this man was counted worthy of more glory than Moses, inasmuch as he who had built the house had more honor than the house.
See that? So you say he was accounted for more glory than Moses. So Deuteronomy 18:18 says one like unto Moses, but he's even greater. You understand? There is none like unto Yahushai. That's why we praise Yahushai. We don't praise nobody. We don't praise Moses. We don't praise David. We don't praise the angels. One word of praise is Yahushai.
That's right.
Verse 4. We praise Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai.
Verse 4. For every house is built by some man, but he that built all things is power.
The Psalms 127 verse 1, a song of decrees for Solomon. Except Yahweh build a house, they labor in vain that built it. Except Yahweh keep the city, the watchman wake it, but in vain.
Now you know this is city. That's right. Keep my heaven covenant by us, right? When you hear, keep my heaven is okay with you. A city with all people is what I go strong. The spirit that all the people that build the city were in vain. Evidently were in vain. Right? In the city only had brothels and bars. You know, it was a kind of city. Right? In the city had a temple. Right? It had farms, all this thing. You know, the spirit of people.
I was just going to say, Philippians 3:20 says our conversation is in heaven. When you go into that word conversation, it goes back to citizens. A city, as brothers go into, a city is as big as its citizens. So the citizens of that promise, of that eternal grace, that everlasting life, elect of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that is that city. Going to be a literal location of it. People will come to see you.
Make sure I hydrate, they don't get ahead of this.
The movie Thor Ragnarok, when Thor will also started destroy Asgard. But after Thor did see Father Odin in like a vision. And then what Thor was basically telling his father was that she already take Asgard, she already destroy Asgard. And Odin tell him Asgard was never a place. Asgard is where we will stand.
Because it was the land of Canaan before Israel. But Canaanites dwelt there. When they see it had different Israelite men, and they might call them Jebusites. This man, and he's a Jebusite. I can't remember his name right now. Right? But it's not that when they go back to Jebusite, they go back to Canaanite tribe. It's not that he's a Canaanite. It's that he just dwell in that area. You understand? It's not that he's a Jebusite, sorry. It's that he dwell in the area when he Jebu or what? How they say go back to Canaanite tribe.
It's Joshua chapter 5 and verse 13. It says, and it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with a sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, art thou for us or for our adversaries? And he said, nay, but as the captain of the host of Yahweh am I now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, what said my Lord Yahushai unto his servant? And this clearly shows that it wasn't just an angel, but it was the main man after the heavenly Father, which is Yahushai. And it's the same thing the Lord doing now. Alright?
How many that deny this main man after Yahweh? How many that think that it's just Yahweh, just straight to Yahweh, forget the mediator, Zachariah. That is total rebellion, that is total disorder. See, there's an order established in here. Just like he's known as the high priest. Why is he known also as the high priest? When we used to offer sacrifices, bring oblations and these things, we have to go to, you have to go to the high priest. And the high priest goes into the holies of the holies and he makes the offering for you. So likewise today, you have to go to that high priest, which is Yahushai, the captain of the host of the Lord. He said he's the captain of the host of the Lord, which shows as well that he is not the Lord Yahweh himself. So that cuts in that triune nonsense.
If he was an angel, he would tell him, get up. Don't bow down and worship me. I'm just a brethren. But that's how he knows that was Yahushai he was speaking to. You know, I have a quick precept here. This Matthew 17 and verse 1. It reads, and after 6 days, Yahushai taketh Peter, James, and John, his brother, and bringeth them up into the high mountain apart. And he was transfigured before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light.
It was totally lit up. Wisdom maketh a man face to shine. Ecclesiastes 8 and verses 1. Right? But his whole body lit up because he is the embodiment of wisdom. Like when you read in Proverbs 8 chapter, it begins by speaking about wisdom, but then it flows on to him that he was before all things were created. He was there, he was one who grew up with him, and daily his delight. So he was there in the beginning with the Father. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. That's him. And he was before. He was the light.
And then what Revelation talk about Revelation?
He is wisdom.
Church, just in I call it the sun and moon represent wisdom and understanding.
There shall be no night there.
That's right. Matthew 17 and verse 3. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias talking with him. Then answered Peter and said unto Yahushai, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, one for Moses, and one for Elias.
Elijah, right? Elijah the prophet, right? Greetings to Elias. Right? This guy when Yahushua spoke about in Matthew 11, he said this is Elijah, which was thought to come when he spoke of John the Baptist, which is prophesied of in Malachi the 3rd chapter, as well as Malachi the 4th chapter. It's known as the messenger in Malachi 3. And in Malachi 4, it goes his name plainly, Elijah the prophet. It proves what being done in Genesis. You understand? But this year, what the Lord had disciples witness, main top three disciples witness, Peter, James, and John witness, was a vision. Right? Because Moses himself being Peter. So Moses and Peter can't be on meet at the same time physically. But it was a vision that they received. You understand?
Yeah, Matthew 17 and 5. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. And behold, a voice out of the cloud which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face and were so afraid. And Yahushua came and touched them and said, Arise and be not afraid. And when they had lifted up their eyes, they saw no man save Yahushua only.
He took them out of that trance. If you read on, it's going to tell you.
Yeah, read on. They say verse 8, verse 9, they say, and as they came down from the mountain,
right,
Yahushua charged them, saying, Tell the vision to no man.
Tell the vision to no man. Having like to the vision. A trance. Putting them in a trance, seeing these things come before them, chariots and all. It was a beautiful sight. That is why Peter said it's good for us to be here. He enjoyed that sight. Having these three great men before them. If we could receive it as well, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, founding fathers. That was these three men as well.
That's right. Yeah. So tell the vision to no man till the Son of Man be risen again from the dead. So it's all about Yahushua. You know, that's the moral of the story. You know? He is the mediator.
Which of his angels at any time has he said, sit down at my right hand? And he's like, it's true. And they don't want to glory in him. They say, like, idol worship. Hey, have some bug out men out here.
It was sinful for Yahushua to receive worship. And he knew this. Why when the leper came, the leper worshiped him? Why Yahushua didn't stop him and say, hey, I don't know your brethren, you're not supposed to worship him. Remember, he would have known better if he didn't deserve worship. But when you go to Hebrews clearly telling you, he was created to receive worship, just as the Father.
What was Romans 8 and 29? What was it in 29?
I read the Father. He said, there is John 14 and 6. He said, Yahushua said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
Slow down. I am what?
The way. I am the way.
I who?
I am the way.
I am. My name is in him. I am. You see what? We pray for St. John 17. Make us one as we are one. I am. My name is in him. Yeah. I am. He exists. Yahweh. I am the way. Right? The path. As Akalam rightly put. You know, he was with him and his delight. He was with the ancient of days. Right? Go ahead. The truth. He shall know the truth.
Say what? Yahushua said unto him, I am the way, the truth.
So now, John 8:63, 8:32, sorry, it says, he shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Right? This is the truth. Right? Go ahead.
I am the way, the truth, and the life.
But there's no one in the truth, there's no life in the truth. Right? He said, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. He said, one planted, one watered, but Yahweh giving the increase.
The man that I was speaking with the tea and the Lord created wisdom around. Right? He is wisdom.
That's right?
We got to go through wisdom. You know, so that's why Lord see when you have the next shall eat. These nations will prepare God and silver and diamond, but when the scripture says, it shall go to the just. The just shall go to the
And what's the next word? The next word is light.
They say, I am the truth and the life.
Well, that's in John 1.
and no man
one for no, right? He was the light of men, and his light was he was the light of men, and the light was the light of men. So in John 1 and 4, say John 1 and 4, he's the light and the light of men. That's how it shine, right?
I'll precept it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Bye.
Book of Philippians chapter 3 verse 8. It says, "Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahweh Shai Mashiach my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and to count them but dung that I may win Yahweh Shai, and be found in him, not having my own righteousness which is of the law, but that which is through the faith of Yahweh Shai, the righteousness which is of power by faith."
What the scripture say, and the Lord was perfect, right? Now, what the scripture the Psalm say, I am the perfect man, and the end of that man is peace. What of the incarnation he was called at Solomon? Shalom, peace. Shalom, peace. Right?
This was the Solomon chapter 9 and verse 18. It says, "For so the ways of them which live on the earth were reformed, and men were taught the things that are pleasing unto thee, and were saved through wisdom."
True wisdom.
He's our Savior. Saved by him. Saved through him. Easy wisdom not be saved through.
Romans 12. You know, we've been conformed to the world, but we've been transformed to the image of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And to be conformed is to be with the world, we know in that image.
I can say something too. What they don't call the children of the light. You are the children of the light and not darkness. That's supposed to be can't, because really actually the children are disobedient to the children of darkness. They have no light. Like book of Psalms 119 and 105, it says thy word has become a light and a lamp unto my feet. As the brother was talking about earlier on, the word being our light and the lamp unto our feet, meaning that the path, we could see the path.
Psalms 40 and 7.
Right? Papa guy.
You set the back here first.
40 and 7.
You set the
Do I
back.
come in the word of the book? It is written of me. The word has become thy word has become a what? A light. That's all.
This is the book of John chapter 3.
Saint John.
St. John chapter 3 verse 19. And it really say, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
Read John 7:7. Saint John 7:7.
This is the book of St. John chapter 7 verse 7.
What?
I say, the world cannot hate you, but me it hated, because I sanctify of it.
You what?
I sanctify of it.
No, you
I testify slack, yeah, no, I testify of it, that the works thereof are evil. It says
that the works thereof are
evil can.
So they hate the light. They hate the light because they hate the light making them out. When you're in darkness and they shine a bright light on you, what you do is squint. You know, you might put your hand to brace for the light. Think of when the police pull up on you and they put a big house light on you. Right? You're driving in the car, you might have your bird and you're looking to do some freaky shit. And they come and they put a spotlight on you. What you do is put your hand up. Yeah. And what Yahweh Shai do it? Well, the scripture said the whole world light and darkness.
You go really actually without light, you can't see where you're going. You lost. You don't know what coming. You walking in the darkness. Yeah, you can't see a trap there for you. You know, a net set up, hide up for you. But when you have the light, like the scripture, you know, get you for.
Verse 4:19 as well. That's why the destruction will come upon them. And they don't realize in that darkness.
That's why the scripture said, Yahushua said, if you believe on me, as the scripture said, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. Because Yahushua is like desiring to drink from that water. So Yahushua now from that spring of well-flowing water to nourish us, according to Psalms chapter 1, right? Also, with that water, there's like a popular saying as always say, they men both they drink from the cup of knowledge, I because I'm from the from that spring, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So we no longer contented drinking from the cup that the rest of the world drinking from and they're satisfied with that. We're drinking from the source of all knowledge, all wisdom, all life. Like the best place to be. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water.
I watched something. It says, in John chapter 3 and verse 27, John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven. He yourselves bear me witness that I said I am not a Mashiach, but that I am sent before him. Jumping down to verse 33. He that hath received his testimony hath said to the same power is true. For he whom power had said, speaking the words of power, for power giveth not the Spirit by measure unto him. So that he reverse forward.
John just say out of his own mouth if he didn't realize that he was Elijah without actually fessing up to it. Because what it is saying, Malachi, that this one was completely way before he had a child. So even though he wasn't cognizant of the fact that he was actually Elijah, his very life he lived, his speech pattern, everything was showing that.
Upon the sea coast in the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles, the people which sat in darkness saw great light. And to them which sat in the region and shadow of death,
The Psalms 119 and 105, it says, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path.
And this is the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 22. It said the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So that eye being single is you focusing the street. It's you constantly being, you know, as a watchman, constantly be diligent, putting into your worst content, continue to be diligent to watching your videos and you know, so you're calling an election show. You know, that making your eyes single is begin going on. You've been putting into, you know, use a man of the Lord, you're sharpening yourself, you're trimming your lamp. You know, because when I kind of research put it into your pineal gland, that you will tell me this about that spark and I get right that spark in your brain. And when you're pouring actually it's that spark. You know, I'm just showing you how easy for that diligence. So by you using your pineal gland and giving out that spark, you know, it shows that there's a light within from your pineal gland straight to your eye to your focus. So you're constantly giving yourself work. You're giving the ministry a rest in a sense where the words continue. It's like you're plowing, everybody plowing. And yet everybody take a break. But some decide to go home and leave the rest, they put a strain on the rest, they didn't care about your brethren. So they want to fall out, their eye wasn't single. Their eye was, it's like, their eye was on the world and their eye was, like, they wasn't focused, they had double mind. They had double mind, it's like a double mind. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like you're walking in the narrow, but yet they're picking up people on the broad, you know, it's good, they don't walk so. So it continues and say, verse 23, it says, but if thy eye be evil, yeah, I can't say, but if thy eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. It say, if therefore the light that is in thee be darkened, how great is is darkness? How great is that darkness? So when I watch these pictures, you know, for this certain great dignity, they love all pagan holidays. You know, tell them about Passover, tell them about Purim, tell them about feast and dedication, tell them about anything pertaining to the Lord. They don't want to hear. You know, they want to party to be bullshit. You know, that Tupac spirit party and bullshit. You know, but when judgment sort of breaks and come, as was going on with their own, you know, in the precepts, you know, then they're going to know that a prophet was among them. Then they're going to be searching to and fro, you know, seeking for the word of the Lord. Look at that.
The book of Zephaniah chapter 1 and verses 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are sitting on their leaves, that say in their heart, the Lord Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil. So as was mentioned in the lights, and Yahweh shall be the ultimate light, but the men that are conformed to the image of Yahweh shall be the candles. They also represent the light on this earth, as he told the disciples in Matthew 5th chapter. You are the light of the world.
It's Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. It says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Because it says a city that is set on a hill. The nation of Israel is about a city. Alright? And we sitting on the great hill, which representing the true government. The scripture says the mountain shall drop sweet wine. So you will
Zion is Mount Zion, or the holy hill of Zion. Understand? So there's a holy hill of Zion today in the spirit. Remember the spirit. There's the men that the Lord has set it up for this knowledge it is true. You need to stand with this knowledge and proclaim it throughout the earth. May this light throughout the earth.
Because it being known to the whole universe, the whole world seeing this through Psalms 19. Alright, the internet you see. It's part of the mountain. Alright, we so can
This is why they call it light. And if you know anything about plants, without light, plants can't survive. And you notice the Yahweh is also that lives in water. Plants can't survive without water. This is why Yahweh is the one going to nourish us in every way that we need to make us to be that wonderful, beautiful plant. Because if a plant's not getting sunlight, everybody going to notice. We're going to see that plant dying because that plant is not able to utilize the light. Yeah. If it didn't get water, that plant going to die. Same effect. This is why Yahweh is like unto the light, is like unto that source as well. Exactly. Our very sustenance depends on Yahweh.
It says drink water. It says drink water from thy own system. And running water from thy own well.
Don't be chasing the philosophies of the other nations. Drink from your own.
That's exactly what's going to happen with the disappointment. Right? That's why they're going to cast, they will cast their idols and go into the holes and test them up. Because the system that they should be fucking right? That's not the system of Israel. That's not the power of Israel. So they're going to cast the idols. Them men, they represent idolatry. All they're doing is, as the apostle pointed out, cult of personality. Yeah, it's cult of personality, right? But when actually they're supposed to see, they should see that by Ezekiel, in Isaiah 42 and 19 is blind as a servant. Because guess what? See 19 and observe the sun. So all of them go young in line. Disappointed them. All of them gave them that Kool-Aid to drink. That's suicidal Kool-Aid. What's the matter guy?
Jim Jones.
All of them carrying them down to the that Kool-Aid.
It's the book of John chapter 15. John 15 and verse 4. It says, abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can ye except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me you can do nothing.
It is impossible to say ye this truth and you're not producing any fruit. To
impossible. It's impossible for any one of our lives to be touched and influenced by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and not have actual fruits and works to show that. Because your works is a reflection of your faith. We are believing by their fruits, ye shall know them. So we have many men saying there's prophets here. But look at Jacob's struggle. Set up to sift out, to remove those who claim they were part of this life. And for this, remember we have a count with Gideon. When the father tell him, hey, you have too much soldiers. These men were soldiers, but the 300 who was drinking from that water noticed there was always a loot. This is why as a good soldier, we're supposed to turn me back on the world. I think I focus on
Actually, it's just to say, circumspect. Turn me back on nothing,
I mean, they're like the king is that.
I understand what you're saying, but it's the same fleeting Babylon. So take a spirit out of Babylon. So your hope and your aspirations are in this world. Fuck a mortgage. Buying a house and land. So just say them not dwelling in same houses, you know, by the shut.
Right? So the problem was they found water. These men that they found water and they were faint. You understand? They were faint. They just did and they lost all awareness, all vigilance. Whereas the men that were chosen, what they did, when they found the water, they still kept a sense of surveillance. They still kept a sense of discernment. They still were looking around. And that's what we have to do in this truth. We found water. This knowledge. We found this truth. But you still have to be on the lookout because there are many wolves in sheep clothing. You understand? So because like some animals when they go to the water, there's those times when they get
See the gazelle and be fast. But when they don't lapping up the water, the crocodile creep up on them.
You know what that crocodile, to keep up on them.
As I say, the crocodile learned to exploit that weakness with the gazelle and the antelope. You know, I don't have to keep the battle for them, so I'm going to use cunning. Like what you saw doing, using cunning.
He says about Jacob's struggle to fit this in. Even all of the 41, ones who say that they know the Lord, that Jacob's struggle is to sift them out.
Shall I say what? The Lord is a spirit. We should be such a worship in spirit and in truth. So true worship has to come in a certain type of way. Now we will be back. Are we going into it now?
That day was a scandal happening. Call it itself. Prophet. Even men in nation. Call it itself. Prophet. That day was when the feeling. When they're going to fall short, right? That's simply going to take place and they're going to fall short. Then you're going to see
The book of Proverbs chapter 24 verse 10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
Yeah, your strength, which is what? Your faith is small. Right?
Our scripture say what finally my spirit. Be strong in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord. And these last times, especially as we had approaching that great tribulation, time of Jacob trouble, brothers was reading 2 Ezra 15 earlier, 2 Ezra 15, 16, Daniel chapter 12 verse 1, Jeremiah 30 verse 6. All these things are going to come into full effect. And we open, Lord willing, is from this new wicked year coming. You understand? This new wicked year coming, Lord brings to pass these prophecies in a great way. You know, and we out here because we faster Jacob's trouble come. But Daniel 12 says, at that time, his people shall be delivered. So from Jacob's trouble is going to flow on to that great deliverance. And that's what we're really looking forward to. The deliverance of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. When he comes in and cracks that sky and gets us out of this wicked place.
So with that, we're going to present one hand glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakakodash.
Governor, so apostles and elders are going to son of teachers as I teach and feel like presenting this work with sincerity and the truth. So as again, this is James Destruction Marathon. So we're going to the next location, this is San Fernando. And from there, we will be broadcasting again. So stay tuned at what?